What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 137 of Park to Prem here with Town Law Town. Today we have a double header, and it's not the double header we wanted to do, it's going to be a bit of a cup special. Yes, the FA Cup has meant that fixtures have been shuffled around. We are going to be taking on Huddersfield in that. We also, of course, have the conclusion of the Champions League first knockout round, where, of course, we beat Celtic 3-1 in the first leg. And, well, it goes without saying, if you didn't see yesterday's episode, which was a Carabao Cup final special, go check that out. We took on Arsenal. Since then, we have played 4 matches, and it's not been good. It's not been good. I don't know what else to tell you. 1-1 is the theme. Yeah, we have played 4 matches, 3 in the league. We've not won. Not ideal. Let's go through these games, shall we? So, first and foremost, a draw against Norwich. We got ahead in this game via an Andre penalty. Of course, Norwich started the season very, very well, so they're not a bad team by any means, but a very scrappy goal by them. I think Zarate eventually got a toe on it to score for them, secured them a point, and I don't think they deserved a point. Simply put, it's an unfortunate result, but we looked to bounce back, and bounce back we did. Worth noting for that Norwich game, I did play a rotated team so that we could go into this game that you're seeing right in front of you at full strength. And after 10 minutes, I questioned if it was the right decision. Mario Leclerc with a goal for them, a free kick into the top corner, but we fought back via Andre Shvetsov and Jackie Auger. Yes, this, of course, the FA Cup 5th round, taking on Man City, one of our big rivals at the top. And, well, via a couple of goals in the second half, we were set on our merry way. Good to see Jackie Auger at the back post. Dest, the right back, did get them a very late goal. A tidy finish, to be fair, by the defender, past Morrigan into the bottom corner. It was not enough, though. 3-2 it remained, and as I said, as a result of that, we have an FA Cup quarter-final to look forward to, where we are taking on Huddersfield. You can see some of the other games in this competition. Lots of big names still in the hat. It's not going to be an easy run to the final if we do want to look to do a domestic cup double, that is for sure. Anyway, we then took on a Derby County who had been struggling, so what was going to happen? Well, we were going to draw 1-1, of course. Shvetsov with the opening goal in this game, a header which just about made it past the keeper, trickling along the line. Late on in this game, Mihail, our former player, he scored against us on off the bench for Derby County. Only his 5th league goal of the season, and he's come back to haunt me. It was in the script, he grabbed a goal, 1-1 it finished, and well, if you were wondering, how is Mihail looking? I mean, he's good, but he's not very good, is he? Let's be honest. I mean, we signed him for 2.2 million, we sold him on for 4.5. I will say he is now allegedly valued at 18 million pounds. I don't know if I would spend £8 million on him. Maybe that's being a little harsh. You guys can let me know. I feel like that valuation is mental. He's not that good, is he? Really. Anyway, we bounced back once more, or rather, we tried to bounce back once more. We drawn 2 league games in a row. We were taking on Arsenal. We thumped them last time in the EFL Cup final. Thumped them we could not on this day. Miguel Santos with the opener in this game. And while we were on the back foot, we took a long time to get our goal in this game, but it eventually came with what was pretty much the last kick of the game. The ball worked down the left-hand side, fell to Andre Shvetsov. He tucked it away. And, I mean, I was delighted with 1-1, given how this game played out. But when you look at the league table, it's not the prettiest of readings. Although Chelsea have lost their last 4 in a row, and Man City have only won 2 of their last 5. So despite our complete attempt at bottling everything, the league table looks as you can see here. 8 games left. We are 2 points behind Manchester City. We are 8 points ahead of Chelsea. And you look at the likes of Norwich, Liverpool and Everton. They are breathing down Chelsea's neck right now. It is quickly becoming a 2-horse race. And you can see here, Man City, we still have to play them. It could all come down to that. That is a fact. Anyway, we've got the UEFA Champions League to focus on immediately today, and then that FA Cup game. Unfortunately, Liverpool, who we were due to play, has been moved out by the Huddersfield game. There is an international break in here, and I have a sneaking suspicion that next episode, assuming we can navigate it through the Champions League after a 3-1 first leg win, that's probably going to be what we do tomorrow. More Champions League action. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, though, because we've not been in the best of form and we are struggling a little bit. You can see here, Dylan Turnbull out for 5 to 11 days. He's been out for a little while. Matasevic out for up to 4 weeks. So a little bit of rotation required. We've been trying both Bubalo and Norman up top for us. Bubalo still yet to score for us. I actually think for today's game, I'm going to go with Stevie Norman, a player who I have now called up to the England national team, which you might go, that's just you being biased, Jack. He's been rubbish for you this year. He has been subpar for us this year, although as we've learnt with Mateus Aurelio, sometimes you've got to give players time. But actually, it was my assistant manager who suggested that we call him into the England squad, because he has just got the quality, has Norman. He's done it for the under-21s. It'll be interesting to see how that translates onto the international stage. Worth remembering as well, we've got a World Cup this summer to look forward to. We will be doing something for that, I'm sure. I'm not sure how I'm going to record it yet. We've not done a World Cup in FM20. I'll have a think about it. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Maybe we could stream it or something, although that might not be ideal. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyway, so we have, obviously, Norman coming in. And McCassie, we're going to give the nod to. McCassie, who I quite like. I feel like he's just kind of the jack of all trades, master of none. He's a very good example of a player who's very, very good at a few different things, but not really made for any one particular role. Today, for us, he is going to be playing as a Mazzala. I mean, when you look at him, as far as Mazzalas go, he's actually really good there. Yes, there's a few attributes which are a little bit average, being in the 12s, but for the most part, there's no glaring weakness, which is all you can really ask for. So we'll see what Roger can do for us today, I suppose. Anyway, this first game against Celtic is one that we should be winning. We won the first leg 3-1. We are at home for this second leg. We had 50 shots against them last time we met them. I'm looking for a similar kind of performance today. It'll be interesting to see if Norman can have a better game because, to be honest, if there's a game for him to come out and make a name for himself and be counted, this is the kind of game where it's probably on him to do it. Yes, Celtic have a few good players, but as we experienced in the first leg, we can absolutely dominate them on our day. We are by far and away the better team on paper. But, well, unfortunately, paper doesn't win you football matches, unless you're bribing, you know, referees, in which case a cheque maybe could win you a football match. But you can't look at paper and make a prediction. We need to do the talking on the pitch today. Route. Could go wide, could go on his own. He goes wide to Jarno Leskinen, the flying Finn, who gives it to Rote. Back out wide to Leskinen. Can he get the ball into the box? He can. Norman's shot is blocked. And that was actually listed as a clear-cut chance, interestingly enough. A clear-cut chance I disagree with, to be honest. It was blocked well by the defender, but Norman never really had a great opportunity there. But, well, Auger winning his header. We are knocking on the door. We're there going, Celtic, let us in. Let us in. Let McCassie score. Let McCassie score. It's whipped. It's switched. Oh, my word. Norman's hit the woodwork. And the slide tackle by Shvetsov can't get over the line. I can't believe that. What an effort by Norman. Unfortunately, it's not gone in. Interestingly enough, it's not listed as hitting the woodwork. Did the keeper save it? Am I going crazy? I'm not even sure. Anyway, Leskinen here. Can we get our noses ahead? Can we get that goal that we desire? I'm going to do a demand more shouty shout at the players. Leskinen to whip in the ball. He does. He puts it in the mixer. It bounces and, well, I said if there's a game for him to have a good game, it would be this one. Steve Norman, 6th goal of the season. Come on, Steve. Let's get you a hat-trick. Let's get that confidence flowing ahead of your England debut. Jarno Leskinen putting in the corner. I mean, it's pretty inexcusable for the ball to bounce in the box like that from a defensive perspective. You've just got to make sure you have someone dealing with it there, and we've capitalised on the opportunity and we've dominated possession, we've dominated shots, we have just dominated the game on the whole, and finally it shows a little on the scoreline. Ball played forward here. Of course, now Celtic need 3 goals to take this to extra time, which feels like a tall order, if we're being honest. This may be a good opportunity for a bit of a confidence builder. Andy Eric to Norman. What a save by the keeper onto the woodwork. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm exaggerating here, but Steve Norman probably could have had a hat-trick in this game, the way that this is played out. He's been everywhere early on, and while we've got a set piece here, it's thrown to Andy Eric, who tries to put in a cross, blocked by Young, who clears it. It's flicked on, though, and that's going to be Mateus Aurelio's ball to mop up, and mop it up he will. He once worked in a supermarket back in his hometown of Brazil. He's an experienced mopper. He gives the ball to Rote here. Now with McCassie. Where is he going? Andy Eric to Mateus Aurelio. He's the right back. Why are you there? I mean, I'm not going to complain, but I don't know what to... He's done it again, everyone. He scored against Celtic in the first leg. So he was he was told to stay back from the corner, and he was playing as kind of the left-sided defensive player, but for whatever reason he decided not to get back into position. He decided, I'm a left winger now. The keeper let him score, but we'll take it. It's 5-1 on aggregate. We have been the better team in this game, and now it shows. And Celtic, they need 4. I don't know what to say about McCassie scoring there. I feel like that's kind of the story of his season. Being in places he shouldn't be, but then still scoring from them. Could we get a third before half-time? Rout throws it forward. Shvetsov wins his header just over the crossbar. That was not far over one little bit. At half-time, it is 2-0. I'm still going to get shouty. Why not? I will just, pull over Stevie Norman. Just a little passionate. He needs a little bit of, of a gentle touch, I suppose. We'll give him a little positive team talk. And let's kick off this second leg. What can we do here? I mean, really, we should be getting a few more. Let's pad our stats in Europe. Norman underneath it. Can't get the flick on. It's headed away on this occasion by Celtic to Turner in the wide areas. Bringing the ball forward here. Leskinen puts in a superb little tackle. And, well, who's going to be there? I'll let you guess. If you guessed Mateus Aurelio, you probably were looking at the screen and reading his name. But he was there. McCassie wins a header down to Andy Eric, bringing it forward. Fred Shvetsov, can he finish it? Of course he can. 35 for the season. Why did the question even need to be asked? Why did I think I needed to, ask, could he score? Of course he was going to blooming score from there. Shvetsov just latching onto a superbly weighted ball by Andy Eric. That pass just held up perfectly in the grass for Shvetsov to latch on the end to. And, well, the keeper's positioning wasn't great. His attempt to save it wasn't great either. But it's a deserved lead. And I'm going to go ahead and say it now, everyone, as we are 6-1 up. We are making it to the second knockout round of the Champions League. We will be going marching on. A clean sheet would be nice, wouldn't it? A clean sheet would be nice. A heart-in-mouth moment there as they have a free kick that very nearly ended up in. You know what? I'm going to take off Shvetsov. I'm going to bring in Bubalo. I'm going to bring in Ayup as well for Mateus Aurelio, who needs a little bit of a rest. And you know what? We've got one last change. Song Jung-woo, a South Korean player who I haven't talked a great deal about. You know what, Son? Get on the pitch. Come on for McCassie. Show us what you can do. He's a striker who we may be training to play box-to-box midfielder, although I think when you see how well-rounded he is, you can kind of see why, as a Mazzala or a box-to-box midfielder, he's probably quite a good fit there. Anyway, we'll see what he can do on a Champions League stage, shall we? 15 minutes or so for him to make a name for himself. Not quite had the same number of shots we had in the first leg, but we've been very dominant. Soretta is adding to his collection, pulling out the little bow and arrow celebration, and he looks delighted with it. I wish I could bunny hop with that kind of energy that Soretta's put in there. It's only his second goal of the year for the centre-back, but what a lovely finish on his left foot that is. To sneak it in there is delightful. It's 4-0. There's another highlight. We are not showing mercy. Bubalo heads just narrowly over. And while I talked about knocking on the door of Celtic earlier, we have kicked the door down. We have breached it. We are storming into their backyard. I don't know what we're taking. We're taking their hopes and dreams of Champions League football. Andre bringing it forward. Tackle, but it will fall the way of Bubalo. He's not a small man, is the Croatian. He puts it in the mixer, headed away. Only as far as Turner. Can we keep them penned in their own half here? Young looking to go back, but the pass to go back is not really on here. I have also got to say that really Celtic deserve to lose because of this kit that they're wearing. I assume it's their real life kit. Maybe it's their third kit. I want to believe it's their third kit. I would not want to wear this as a regular away kit. Pink and grey. I mean, it looks like a fake fantasy kit on like an online game that you'd play. And, well, I'm just doing all this smack talking and they're just stuck scoring against us. That's what I get. Kyle Dunn tucks it away. A little bit annoying to lose the clean sheet, but it's 7-2 on aggregate. I can, I guess, forgive the players a little for choosing to take it easy. The game's done. The game's buried. It's unfortunate to concede there. But with 2 minutes of added time, we can just soak up these last few minutes. It finishes 4-1 on the night. Leskinen with a man-of-the-match performance. What a great display that was by the players. Convincing performance. And, well, you have to feel good about where we're at now, don't you? We qualify from the first knockout round. You love to see it. Leskinen top of the pops. 2 assists to the Finn's name. Apparently he might be needing a little bit of a rest. And to be honest, the second game of today's episode, which we will be jumping forward to against Huddersfield, may well be a good opportunity to, play some second-string players, give you a few new names to put faces and performances to. They currently languish in 22nd in the Championship. We should be beating them, really. Anyway, before we jump forward, I've got to talk about one player who we've agreed to sign. I've tweeted out about this guy, so if you follow me on Twitter, you probably know about this guy already. If you don't follow me on Twitter, at WorkTheSpace, it's linked down in the description of every single video. It is absolutely worth your time. I'm proper funny on it. Okay, I'm not funny. I'm mildly entertaining. But anyway, the player we've agreed to sign is this guy, Ben Uendraogo. Aldraogo? I might just call him the Dragon. Either way, he's 15 years old. I will repeat it again. He's 15 years old. I know you might be struggling to believe it. He's 15 years old. Look how blooming good he is. He's absolutely insane. His physicals, yes, they're a bit potato. We'll stick him on a trampoline. We'll get him on a treadmill in training. He doesn't need to work on his technicals or his mentals. We'll just have him running for 8 hours a day once he joins us in 2.5 years' time. But yeah, what an incredible player this guy is. The Dragon. I feel like the Dragon's a good nickname. He's 15 years old. He joined us when he's 18. A little while to wait. You can see he's been playing for Montpellier's second team. He's pretty good. I think we can all agree he's quite good. I'm excited to see what can become of him. You can see here his potential ability is absolutely insane. He's got fantastic mentals. I do wonder if maybe he would do a job as a deep line playmaker, equally as an advanced playmaker. He's extremely good. I mean, composure, determination, off the ball vision, technique, he's the complete package except his physicals, which I guess means he's not the complete package by definition. But I think you know what I mean. I feel like we have every right to be excited about him. That's really the bottom line of it all. But anyway, that is going to do us in terms of the first half of today's episode. I'm going to jump forward to the FA Cup game against Huddersfield. We're going to play a second string team, see if we can get a result there. So don't go anywhere. Okay, folks, so we are back for a slightly less glamorous tie now. It's the FA Cup. We're going to play a rotated team in it. A chance, I suppose, to see some of the lesser seen faces of Town Town. But before we get into that, you might be wondering, Jack, what's happened with the Champions League draw? Well, we've got blooming Barcelona, and if we win this, we get a tie against either Liverpool or Man City. So that's tomorrow sorted, and potentially the day after. Get ready, brace yourselves. It's going to be a bit of a stormy episode, I feel like, tomorrow. It's not going to be easy. Barcelona, I mean, they're quite... I mean, it's Barcelona, they're quite good. Their media prediction was first. They are currently in third. They've got a player called Mastro Pietro, who looks pretty good. He's good, isn't he? Compare him to Andre. That's how you deal with these things. Who's better? I mean, I would probably take Andre. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. I would probably take Andre myself. You guys can let me know who you would take, but this is tomorrow's problem. Today's problem, and slightly less exciting, I will concede, FA Cup quarter-final, Huddersfield Town. I mean, how does that look? I think it looks pretty cool. In terms of the team for today's game, this is the team. It would help if I picked a goalkeeper. We're going to play a player who I don't think has appeared in a live com yet. We're going to go with Hashiguchi, who is a Japanese international goalkeeper. He is very eccentric, and to be honest, he's just a very, very good keeper. He's not superb, but as far as backups go, he feels pretty adequate, and we'll give him the nod today. He's a shot stopper, good distribution, not the most mentally switched on, but you don't need good mentals to be a keeper. Just catch the ball, and you're pretty good. Anyway, at centre-back, we're going to go with one of the Tau Law faithful. It's going to be Douglas, who is homegrown at club. He's 22 years old now. Might be half tempted to call him up for the England squad if one day he is eligible. What a loyal servant to the club he has been. Alongside him, Markovski, a player who I am, at this point, pretty certain will be a first-choice centre-back next year over Jackie Auger. But look at the improvement that this guy's had as of late. He's such a good player, 20 years old, and he's from North Macedonia. I love it when players have unique nationalities. One of my kind of most fondly remembered regions, and some of you guys will remember this guy, was a guy who, when I streamed on Twitch, played for Oxford United with us, and his name was Gio Lorenzo, and he was Mozambican. Yes, a Mozambican striker, and he was our best goal scorer in the Premier League for like 10 years. tears in my eyes thinking about it. Anyway, a deep line playmaker, one of the few English players in the league and in the team. I mean, there's quite a few in the league, but in our team there's not so many. But Adrian Highland is one of those. He's been at the club a good few years now. In recent years has just become the backup of all backups, but he relishes that role. He does it fine for us. I like him. The fans love him. And from time to time, he turns up and puts in a good performance. At left back, we're going to go with Marlon Ox, who, of course, we've Rote coming back into the team, back from injury, has kind of seen his game time cut down, but he's been a pretty reliable player for us over the years, so he gets the nod today. Deacon out at right wing back. He can now play left wing back, everyone. Hallelujah. 2 years of work, and we finally got what we started out and aimed for. And, well, in learning a new role, he has declined overall as a footballer just a little bit. Was to be expected, but now we have that versatile fullback I crave. Anyway, we then move on to some youngsters in the midfield. We've got McCassie playing, and he's going to be alongside Volta, Portuguese Volta. I wonder if he'll ever play for the Portuguese national team, or maybe even the Brazilian team. Of course, dual nationality, started out Brazilian, then decided one day he didn't identify as Brazilian anymore. He was going to be Portuguese. A very good player, though. Very, very good Mazzala for us as well. You can see here, really well suited to the role. And then ahead of them, we've got Kaiser. Now, normally I would play Kaiser as the deep line playmaker, but exceptions have to be made today. Nevertheless, he's still a very, very good advanced playmaker, the 20-year-old. And then up top, we have Norman, who, of course, played last game and did quite well against Celtic. And alongside him, Bubalo, still looking for his first ever goal for us. He scored a few goals in the Champions League prior to his move from Zagreb. Let's see if he can put in a performance today, shall we? And well, let's hop into this. A few players lacking match fitness. We should be beating Huddersfield. This a chance for a few youngsters to state their intentions, I suppose, for first team football. I'm looking at the likes of Kaiser, Volta, McCassie, Bubalo, Norman, Markowski. Actually, when you think about it, there's quite a lot of players here who are really on the verge of the first team, and you would expect to almost see in the first team in the coming years. So this is a chance to see them before they're their first team regulars. In 2 or 3 years' time, we'll look back at them and look back fondly, hopefully, on this match as the game where a few of these players made a name for themselves. Anyway, let's see how we get on. I feel like Hashiguchi is the one player to really keep an eye out for. Fantastic name, of course, but he's making his live com debut, and I feel like for goalkeepers, when they're feeling the nerves, everyone notices. If a midfielder or a defender makes a mistake, misplaces a pass, they can get away with it. When a goalkeeper makes a mistake, they are hounded out of town, aren't they? That's the difference. Who would want to be a goalkeeper? When you think about it, outfield, you can make a mistake and kind of get away with it most of the time. When you're in goal, everyone notices the mistake. And it's a little bit embarrassing. Anyway, Highland plays the ball forward to Norman. He is quick. He should score this. Norman, show me what you're made of. I mean, we've got an England international break coming up. It's the last international break before the World Cup warm-up games. Steve Norman will be in that squad. Could he be on the plane to South Korea? I think that's where the World Cup is this year. Who knows? Either way, he's got on the score sheet here his red headband, giving him all the power. Rocher? We'll go with Rocher. It's a French name, I've decided. With a strong hand to the ball, but unfortunately it was not strong enough. The ball destined for the back of the net, and eventually it nestled in there. Anyway, it's another team playing in pink against us. I don't know what it means. I choose to believe it means something, as Hashiguchi collects that cool, calm and collected back pass that was made by Marlon Ox, who is now on the ball. What can the left-back do? One of the players who, he had an opportunity earlier on in the year. He put in a few good performances, and for a while I thought maybe he would become the first-choice left-back again this year. But as the season went on, he kind of fizzled out in terms of performances. He's not had many opportunities as of late. Maybe this is a chance for him here, as Norman is on the ball. Tight angle, shouldn't score it, doesn't score it. Can't say I ever truly believed he was going to be able to score from there. That impossible angle completely covered up by the keeper. Although set piece here, Bubalo outside of the woodwork for the Croatian, of course. Worth acknowledging, signed for £21 million at 19 years old. You do expect good things from him. He's put in some good performances in training. And of course, being Croatian, he kind of joins the Croatian Hall of Fame here at Taulor. You think of Mr. Dessa, you think of Kosic, who's on loan at Ajax, if you're wondering. I don't think I mentioned that. Yeah, kicked him out. He's gone to Ajax in January. CC as well. There was another Croatian, Smoljo. How did I just forget Smoljo? That is shameful. It'll be interesting to see if Bubalo can add his name to the collection. I feel like he probably grew up as a small boy in Croatia watching his idols play for Taulor Town. Now he gets to follow in their footsteps. What a beautiful thought that is. Anyway, we've got a chance here. Norman to Ox. Switches the ball over to Volta. The Portuguese Volta lays off to Deacon, who's a left back, come right back. Can he pull it back? He can. And it falls to Volta, and what a save that is. I mean, if the keeper was at blame for the first goal in terms of not getting a stronger hand to it, he's almost redeemed himself with that stop there. That was a great little save by him. And well, the resulting corner is not going to result in anything. That header nowhere near the target. Absolutely shocking. 40 minutes gone here. And it remains just 1-0. It's not overly convincing. I would love to do a cup double. I was thinking, you know, championship opposition, a chance to play a rotated team, a chance for them to build up some confidence. This is not confidence building at the moment. In fact, this is making me doubt some of them. Maybe they don't have the quality that I thought they had. Let's get shouty, shouty. It's a universal language, shouty, shouty. It doesn't mean it matter if you're first team, second team, under 23s, under 18s, under 12s. Shouty, shouty, it's a universal language. You know what it means. And it means don't concede a set piece in the 67th minute. We've given away a penalty. What are we doing here? This was meant to be the routine FA Cup win. Hashiguchi, what can he do for us? He came from Japan. Is he the man? No, right. You know what? 20 minutes left. Shvetsov, get on the pitch for Bubalo. You've been awful, mate. Mateus Aurelio on for Ox. We'll then swap him and Deacon around. We've got one last sub. I'm going to bring in Andy Eric, and I'm going to bring him on in for McCassie. We're going to shuffle around the midfield. Andy Eric's going to play at centre attacking mid. Kaiser is going to slot in at Mazzala. Not got a full strength team on the bench. I chose to have a few more of the rotation options on the bench, thinking if we got 2 or 3 ahead, I could bring some of those on. But as things stand, we need a hero. They've got to be strong. They've got to be brave. I don't know how the rest of the song goes, but they need to be able to score goals. That's the most important thing. Shvetsov and Andy Eric, you would consider those the 2 players. Let's go on attacking. No, very attacking. I've changed my mind. We're going for the jugular. Please, boys. Just to be clear, I'm not going to do the replay in a live com because I will just play a full strength team and destroy them. But I want to believe the youngsters are going to get a result here. I mean, imagine if we conceded. Shvetsov, finish that. Please, Andre. He's Megs the keeper. He's offside. He's got it through the keeper's legs perfectly. It was like watching me play mini-golf. I'm a mean mini-golfer. I could get it through the tiniest of holes. I mean, what an insane finish this is by Shvetsov. I don't mean to boast either about my mini-golf, but, you know, it's just one of my secret skills. Anyway, 2 minutes left. They whip the ball in, not like this. Ball away to Shvetsov. We have 90 seconds to get a goal. Go and get the goal, Andre. Go and get the goal, Andre. Go and get it. Get it! He's got it! Oh my word, that was a heart-in-mouth moment, wasn't it? He should have squared it, but he's got greedy. He's looked to his left and gone, oh no, it's the kids. I need to do it on my own. And to be honest, when the ball hit the woodwork, I thought that was the end of the chance. But he has won the foot race. And his dogged Russian determination has seen him get on the end of that. Look at that. Gets in there. The keeper dives so elegantly in slow motion. It is not enough. And you know what? I was about to say, it's not most convincing results, but we'll take it. There is another highlight starting here. We're still on very attacking, I think. I want to go on to positive. I mean, if they score now, it's going to be a bit of a disaster, isn't it? Adrian Highland, just keep it up the pitch. That'll do. Mateus Aurelio, do your thing, Mateus. Do your thing, Mateus. Oh, he very nearly did his thing. Unfortunately, they are going to clear it in the direction of the gazebo. It's not been a very convincing performance, but Shvetsov has turned hero again. In the kind of game where you don't really want him to need to turn hero, but he's done it. We are going to get the win. We are going to make it to an FA Cup semi-final. We are going to be going to Wembley again there. And suddenly, the quadruple is still on. For a second, I did doubt it. I'm not going to claim otherwise. You can see elsewhere in the league, Man City just beat Everton 3-0. So they are pulling 5 points ahead of us. We have to win our games in hand now. That pressure is starting to, well, show. Meanwhile, in the FA Cup, Liverpool have won and Chelsea have won. I mean, Chelsea have won 8-0. Liverpool have won 2-0 despite being a man down for a little bit of the game, although Fulham then had a man sent off themselves. It does mean that when you look at the FA Cup semi-finals, it's going to be pretty blooming competitive, which is not really what I want to see in truth. Adrian Highland picking up man of the match. Good to see that. Cancina playing 90 minutes for Juventus. You love to see that. Look how good he is. People have been asking, Jack, how's he going to fit into the team next year? It's a fantastic question. I don't really want to change formation. I saw some comments mentioning, maybe going back to the 4-2-4. I feel like that formation at its very core is just very flawed. It's one of the reasons why we conceded so many. I do feel like we will probably end up playing him as a striker with the hope that his finishing and composure can improve a little bit. Even if just his composure improves, then I can just give him the player trait to, go round the keeper with the ball. But we'll have to wait and see. He's still young. He's only 19 years old. But what an incredible player Cancina seems like he's going to be. Definitely one of the better drunken FM purchases I've ever made. I think that is a certainty. But anyway, Highland shines. We get a win there. Good little result. I don't know when the FA Cup draw is going to be made. I don't know if it happens today. You know what? We'll leave it as a surprise for tomorrow. Why not? We've got an international break to look forward to. We will be back tomorrow. We've got Barcelona in the Champions League. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than that, does it? Anyway, I hope to see you then. Enjoy the rest of your Thursdays. I apologise for the fact that Liverpool got rescheduled with Huddersfield, because I appreciate not quite as glamorous, but it provided some entertainment. We'll hope for a few more slightly more convincing wins in the future, I think. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up everything from me. Today we have FA Cup semi-final, Champions League quarter-finals, and a Premier League title that looks like it's going to go down to the wire to look forward to. I hope to see you tomorrow. It's me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.